Hi, welcome to the Andrew Buckle comic review of Marvel Treasury Edition, Doctor Strange, issue 6. This is a deluxe limited edition, as it says there, of the Sorcerer Supreme, which is weird because most of the stories are all really about the Ancient One. But still, it is Doctor Strange. It's not Doctor Strange and the Ancient One. Absolutely massive. I love these ones. 100 pages, great stories all the way through. And luckily, you've also got a cover gallery at the back. Weirdly, one of the stories, maybe some of the others, I don't know, there's no cover of. I don't know why they didn't include the cover as well, but I guess it was a Human Torch cover, so they didn't include that. But here's the stories. You've got all the stories there. The end at last, the origin of the Ancient One, the end of the Ancient One. So you can see there's a lot of Ancient One in this story. Also, the last one is even Ancient One as well. And you've got also a lovely pin-up as well in the centre. So let's just go through the story. However, before I do that, here's the omnibus edition. So here's the omnibus edition. You can see then the size. So if you've got the omnibus edition, you can see the Marvel Treasure editions a lot larger. And also, the thing is, these of course have been all cleaned up and very, very nice. All of his oversaturated artwork. Not everyone likes them, but this is closer to the original. I don't know. I haven't got the originals to compare for these issues anyway. I've got a number of Doctor Stranges, but not these ones. So the end at last, and you can see there, Dormammu. Again, names, I might get them completely wrong. I'm often turning around saying, Clea or something, and people say, no, that's not how you say her name. Anyway, that's the way I've always said it. And it also features a lot of great artwork. You've got Ditko, you've got Everett, Dan Adkins as well in this. Really good. And of course, a huge size as well. Obviously nowadays we're more used to the sometimes monster sized editions, absolutely humongous sized ones. But this at the time when it came out was wow. This was slightly bigger, quite bigger than the UK comics as well. Really impressive. And I just loved them, absolutely loved them. These were just the pinnacle as far as I was concerned. Great story as well. You've got Dormammu. Again, if I get his name wrong, my apologies. Along with Doctor Strange, of course, and also the You Dare Strike at Me, and of course Eternity there as well. That was really the first exposure. You thought, wow, Eternity, wow, the concepts were really, really being pushed here. You obviously had with Jack Kirby, you had the Galactus, but here you had Eternity. You had, wow, really the mega sort of being of the universe. And of course then they pushed it even further with like the Living Tribunal, and probably loads of other characters that have come along since. Just superb artwork. They got Ditko there. And this one, Bill Everett. I love Bill Everett works. Though the artwork is slightly different because, of course, obviously it depends on the inker. That you always, sometimes, when I looked at this, wasn't the same as the Submariner, which I was really used to with Bill Everett. And this style, so initially probably I didn't think it was Bill Everett, but I still now, when I look at it, think, wow, just great artist. Really one of the best. And always a pity they haven't bought loads more books about Bill Everett. Seems to have been not forgotten, but he's still not up there in sort of the top pinnacle of the Marvel artist, which I think he should be. So you've got that. I love this one. Mindless savage, he turns all his souls. Those sort of things, as they do. And of course, mercy, you ask for mercy, etc., etc. This is Kaluu, or something. I think his name is Kaluu. Onward, men of Kamar Taj, leave not one, etc. All good stuff. So you got that story, and then you got the Zom story. I think it was Zom, the end of the Ancient One. Now I don't know if the Doctor Strange ever actually got any sleep, because there was a load of stories all the way from Ditko going all the way into that, obviously into these stories, where he was just like constantly battling. You think, did he have any rest? Because he was like off on another adventure. He was off here fighting this character, then off to another character. He couldn't have sat down for about 5 minutes. And if he did fall asleep, of course, he always had to worry about good old Nightmare coming after him as well. But this one, Maria Severin, just brilliant artwork. I love the Zom. And that, of course, led, I think it was like Living Tribunal stories after that as well. Though, of course, you never get all of the stories sort of just, oh, here it is, just to say, the Living Tribunal, talking about I won't say the devil, but certainly he was obviously the powerful being. Though, of course, the entire planet Earth must be totally destroyed. I'm not certain why he suddenly decided that Earth should be destroyed. What about the rest of the universe? All the various things he's been destabilising with, like Eternity, etc. But still, who knows? But you've got Dan Adkins' artwork there as well. A dream, perchance to die. And again, the Ancient One turns up in the story. So you've got a great little story there. I always loved Dan Atkins' artwork. Didn't do Nightmare. I knew Nightmare was in here somewhere. There's good old Nightmare. Nightmare, of course, turned up in like the first story of Doctor Strange back in the very early 110 of Strange Tales. Love those ones. And I've actually got, weirdly, one of those stories. Very odd when you see it. Suddenly, and it's not in chronological order. So suddenly, weirdly, it goes back. I don't know why I didn't start with this one, the Baron Mordo story here, face to face with the magic of Baron Mordo. Just brilliant Steve Ditko art again. Now it does obviously. Oh, I've never really seen that lettering. Terry Seisniks. You know what? I've never noticed that before. Great. Not a very long story. Of course, it was in the Strange Tales. So you had Human Torch was obviously sharing the thing, and obviously you probably had more of the story because this is only about 5 or 6 pages. But just brilliant artwork. Love. Now Baron Mordo is of course tricked, as he always is. He was always being tricked. He always sort of gloating that he's going to defeat Doctor Strange, and then of course he didn't. I love that one, Frank Brunner. Yeah, that was Brunner. Yes, that was Frank Brunner. Just what a great poster that one is. Obviously got there the ancient one as well as Clea, and I must admit I haven't been following Doctor Strange recently. I don't know what's happened to Clea. Is she still going as a character? Please put in the comments below if you know exactly. I just haven't. But still, you got this one. This is a great one. This is probably the Satanish, Sons of Satanish, and the Cult and the Curse. Just great one. Gene Colan there. Brilliant. Love that artwork. Always loved all of his artwork. And you got here powers transfer. That was a bit foolish. They always fall for that one. Oh yes, let's give you all that. No, don't do that one. But still, the man called Doctor Strange. Classic stuff. And unfortunately, one of the stories that I really loved, I think it was around about 5 or issue 6 of Marvel Premiere. Those stories, it was Marvel Premiere, wasn't it? Not Marvel Feature, I think, yeah, Marvel Premiere. The stories there, I really loved the Barry Windsor Smith stories. But this one, of course, isn't Barry Windsor Smith. This one is a Frank Brunner one. But it was a great story, but it's not one of my favourites. And this one's the Shuma Gorath, which is a brilliant little story with obviously the Ancient One there. Ancient One again sort of obviously goes off into weird sort of eternity or whatever it is. And then does he come back at some point? I have no idea. Still, I'm not going to show the end of the story. Just read them. They are just great. I love these Marvel Treasury Editions. They are really worth picking up. You should be able to find a copy of this relatively easy. This one was, I can't remember now, about £15, £14. You can find them probably cheaper if you look around. If you're lucky, just quickly go obviously a bid on one. And then sometimes you might find ones that are slightly better condition, probably 30, 40, 50, I don't know. I quite often see them at comic marts. And they're often like 40 or 50 pounds. And you think, that's a lot. And they're not much better condition. Obviously, this one's been a bit creased. Though probably more likely as it was sent when it was sent through the post. It did. So, but still, great. Absolutely superb. Really pleased I got this back again because I should never have got rid of them in the first place. These Marvel Treasure Editions, they are just great. And I think this is probably going to be the last one, maybe, that I might be guessing of all these Treasury Editions. But they're still great. And this one, Doctor Strange, issue 6, Marvel Treasury Edition. Totally recommended.